how to start going to the gym. Now, to start going to the gym, you don't really need a membership. Now, this video isn't start going to the gym. It should be how to start working out. Actually, no, I'm gonna title that instead of how to start going to the gym. But how to start working out now. I'll go into detail about exercises later, not in this video, maybe in another video. But you want to learn the basic exercises. Now, we're going to learn the 3 basic exercises when it comes to weights, or 3 basic exercises when it comes to being, at the house. Actually, no, 4 at the house, and there's 3 at weights, I think. Well, I know. So for the weights, it's bench, squat, and deadlift. Those are the basic. The bench press works the shoulder, the tricep, but mainly the chest, which is what we call compound movements. It's when it works multiple muscles at the same time, right? But it works mainly the chest, the bench press, right? Which we'll go into form probably in another video where I'll be outside just showing you how to bench press and we'll actually, yeah, that should be a good video. I'll record that soon. But so yeah, now you know the 3 basics. So yeah, what was he on? Yeah, bench press. We got the squat, which works the posterior chain. It works the posterior chain, yeah. So it works mainly your quads, but it also works your lower back a little bit, and not so much your hamstrings. It really depends, but sometimes it works your hamstrings. Now this is just for the quad movement, I guess. For the quad movement, we'll go into form in another video. But yeah, so that's mainly a quad movement, but it works your glutes, which is basically your butt and your lower back muscles. So now the deadlift, it works the posterior chain, but instead of it working mainly your quads, it works mainly your, basically it is mainly your posterior chain, which is your hamstrings, quads, lower back, and your glutes. So it's multiple muscles, right? It doesn't really work your quads so much, but a deadlift is literally just you lifting the bar up at a certain way, right? Well, like I said, we'll go to form in another video. And then now we're going to go into push-up. Now we're about to go into bodyweight exercises, which are push-up, sit-up, bodyweight squat, and pull-up. So bodyweight squat is just doing squats without weight. Alright, so we already know what that was. Push-up, it works the push muscles. Now, I'll talk about this in a second, actually. So it works your shoulders, chest, and triceps. It works what we call the push muscles of the actual thing. You get me? But so push up, push muscles, squat, posterior chain, sit up is the upper abs. Now, I should really switch this up for another exercise because it's not the best ab exercise. I'm going to be real, but it's one of the main ones that you should focus on if you're trying to get a bit of upper abs. It should be 5 actually. It should be 5. So sit-ups, leg raises, which is when you're on the floor. We'll go to form in another video, but leg raises, which work your lower abs. And you finally got the pull-up, which works the pull muscles, which we'll discuss in a second what these mean, but it's the lats, which is like this part of the back where it's more prominent over here, and the biceps, which we all know biceps, right? And the bicep. So now I want to go into a split. Now a workout split, what does this mean? A workout split is when you work out different muscles on different days. Like one day you may work this, or let's say you can go groups as well. You can go legs and triceps, for example. It's not, that's a terrible split, but for example, on Monday or on Tuesday you can do this, or on Wednesday you can do X, etc., etc. So this is what a workout split is. A workout split is when you train your muscles. Now, the most popular one that I think you should start with, and that I think everyone should do, because it's still a really good split even for intermediate and advanced, that is push-pull legs, push-pull legs, rest. Well, push-pull legs, it's basically a normal split. Now, you can do whatever you want with push-pull legs. Like, it could be push-pull legs, rest, push-pull legs, right? Or it could be push-pull legs, rest, push-pull legs, right? Or it can be multiple things, right? But my one is push-pull legs, repeat, or repeat, which is push-pull legs again, and then rest day on Sunday. Now we'll go into rest days in a second. Actually, no, now, but no, not now. But yeah, so what these mean, you probably like, push-pull legs. What does he mean by that? Push is what is the chest, shoulders, and triceps. These are the push muscles, the nice tricep. These are the muscles that are being worked when you're doing bench press or push up, or like doing stuff like that. The compound movements, the basic compound movements of push, right? Basic push movements. Now we'll go to isolation and compound in a second, but that and pull is back and biceps. So for example, if I was doing a bent over row, I'm training my biceps, but I'm training my back. And well, yeah, the rear delt is part of the shoulder, but it's considered as a back muscle. So that's why I don't really train rear delts on push. And legs is just leg movements like squat, deadlift, etc. Right? Well, there's so many other exercises, but now we want to go compound movements and isolation movements. What are these? Compound movements and isolation movements are different because compound movements work with the compound muscles, which is like posterior chain of the legs, or push or pull, right? And what we just discussed. But isolation only works one muscle, which to waste your time. So I don't think you should consider that many isolation exercises. The only isolation exercises I may do is bicep curls, like basic bicep curls, right? Usually with like a barbell. I don't really do dumbbell bicep curls. Or, well, variations of bicep curls as well. Maybe point out like hammer curls and all. We'll go into like maybe a 30-minute video form for all these exercises that I'm going to be explaining. But yeah, wait, what was that? Yeah. So isolation works one muscle. I may do bicep curls, variations of bicep curls as well, or calf raises, because there's hardly any movement, though there is no movements that directly work the calves when I'm growing like that. So the ones that I mainly do are bicep curl, which I hardly do. I do calf raises a bit because I can't train them anywhere else. And I train rear delts because, well, this is optional. It's like biceps because your biceps are being worked with the compound movements, but I like to have a bit more hypertrophy, which is just the tearing muscle fibers where you get stronger after that. I have a bit more hypertrophy in my workout to make my muscles a bit more defined and big. So that's basically the start of it. Now we have rest days. A rest day is just a day when you're not training. It's not a day when you're sitting back eating junk food and all that, right? A rest day is when you're active. You can do cardio on your rest day, by the way. Cardio is just stuff like skipping, boxing, running, jogging, whatever, right? Well, cardio is like the more tiring exercise. You know, when you do an exercise and you're like but with weightlifting it's not as tiring as cardio. But yeah, cardio actually helps growth. It helps recovery and growth. So do cardio on your rest day. So we're on rest days. The section we're on is cardio. I just want to explain this a bit more. So you should do cardio on your rest days. I'm gonna explain. Like this isn't bro science. This is real. So in your blood, right, you have plasma which carries the nutrients around your bodies, like the proteins, vitamins. That's why you need to eat clean as well. So before you do all this cardio, you need to have a bit of protein and all that in your system. So the plasma carries the nutrients around the body, and as you're doing cardio, it actually goes around the body, like it moves and moves and moves and moves and moves, right? Which means the nutrients are getting dropped into your blood, and not into your blood, into your muscles faster, right? The nutrients are being dropped, which means you probably get more nutrients dropped daily if you do cardio, which equals faster recovery. That's only why I have one rest day, because yeah, cardio and everything, and it actually really helps to do cardio. Helps if you try and lose fat. But one common question, which I'll probably make a full video about this, is, but cardio kills my gains. But cardio doesn't kill your gains. If you're doing cardio only, then that will kill your gains. You'll lose a lot of fat and a bit of muscle, not too much muscle as well. But if you're still keeping your weightlifting routine and only doing cardio maybe once, 2, 3 times a week while keeping your weightlifting routine, then it's going to be fine. Right, it's going to be calm. Not calm. Well, I just made a random word. It's going to be calm. Right, because you're not going to lose that much muscle. You're just going to lose excess fat, which means you're going to still be hench, which just means you're going to be defined, like big and muscly, but just have less fat, which is amazing because you can see your abs while still being big and muscly. And that's one problem that everyone kind of struggle. Well, not everyone, but most people struggle with, is they want to gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. So they're big, but they hardly have any fat, which is something I get into in my project course, which once it drops, it's going to change your life, trust me. But I digress. So cardio is fast for recovery, helps you lose fat as well. And those are the main. It helps keep your heart healthy, helps keep you healthy. And should I say, instead of heart, you healthy, your organs healthy, everything. So do cardio on your rest days. Very good, strong recommendation. You should do a lot of stretching on your rest days to reopen those muscle fibers. You should do stretching after every workout. Don't do stretching before the workout, because if you do stretching before the workout, not only are you actually increasing your injury rate, you're actually decreasing your muscles to its best form. That's why when you train a muscle, let's say it's a push day, right, and I stretch my chest, triceps and shoulders out, I'm going to be weaker during that workout because I've stretched. You should stretch always after the workouts. And I'm not saying to not warm up. Always warm up, which is something you always should do. You should always warm up. You should always do your basic dynamic and joint movements for your rest day. That's rest day. That's how you start going to the gym. You sort out what you do with your money. You sort out the membership, right? It's not me. But find a close gym that's really good and that's cheap, but it's got a lot of things in it. That's all I can really say. I'll make a full video sooner or later about going to the gym. Stay disciplined. Bye.